Captain's Log, Stardate 2405.2, 812202, February 4, 2405. After several months, the Chimera A has finally come to the end of our 5-year mission. We are returning to Earth, but first, we will stop off at a very curious planet, lost in time for centuries, it would seem, but another Earth, just like ours. A generation ship of unknown origin has entered the system. We are ordered to observe. Captain Cedo Cassins, you got married, I see. Welcome back to the Chimera. Thank you, Fleet Captain. You got a promotion. I believe you've met the crew before. Some new ranks are effective today.
After the Space 12 Steps program, I've been clean and sober for 2 months.
Good for you, Commander Mahoney. But let us introduce our new Chief Engineer.
Yes, Captain. The warp engines are in top shape, just in case we need to get out of here.
And our new XO, Crass. It'll be glorious, Fleet Captain. I've been training my new XO.
Yes, she's very strict and thorough, Captain.
I'm an acting ensign now. Don't let it get to your head. I am too. Where's Jeremy? On the Tell, temporarily. In trade for Miral and Molly. What is our mission, Captain? We're going to send a landing team to the Luna base Artemis on the Moon, in orbit of the third planet. A duplicate of Earth. If any humans from the Cillian planet show up, Mahoney and Cedo and your crew will observe and be like watchers. Same thing for the crew that I'm sending to the alien ship. The station is basically Starfleet tech, which is odd. I do not recommend that Maj Bolo and his friend come along. They're as high as a supernova. It'll be fine. They can be comic relief. The alien ship is automated and is due in here within a few hours. Then we'll make first contact with you.
Why is that, sir?
This version of Earth suffered a space-time disaster, and nobody remains in the space station to help.
It should be interesting. I'll go with Wessian's team to the alien ship.
We don't have any idea what we're doing on this mission.
We usually don't.
We're going to wing it like back on the Protostar 22 years ago.
I hope not. The crew seemed to be either asleep, or in the case of their bridge crew, deceased.
We did bring enough supplies to scan their libraries and assume their mission, but this is highly irregular.
You wanted to join Starfleet and see the galaxy. Not like this. I can walk you through it. I'm a warp sailor. All you need to know you can get fed through you from the computers. You've been briefed. We've read the data. Yeah, it's weird, though. They seem to be ancient astronauts on some kind of Star Trek. Very ancient.
Yeah, and they've come here to this alternate Earth to respond to their signal for help. The same signal the Chimera got. This will not be a problem unless they look at this databank.
And that's why the ones answering the message will be our people to get it. Uh-huh. So basically, we're intercepting a message to a devastated post-warp war-torn planet to keep the prime directive regarding such planets. Nobody on the planet needs to know. And that's about the gist of it. Oh, come on, cheer up. It'll be fun. Space is vast, but convergent strains of life tend to work in different parts, making similar species. Our cousins left our star system long ago, and now they've returned. They knew that eons had passed, yet they'd received a signal from their distant cousins. Now they were responding to it. All systems normal, sleeper units still normal. Prepare to awaken some of the higher crew. Anticipation of detection of signal.
What's going on? Why are we getting up this early?
I've detected a response to the signals we were sending to bounce back. It appears there is an inhabited planet, and some of its gene structure indicates a similarity to ours.
Very well, let's investigate the planet. Is it on the charts?
It is on the charts, however, it is classified. The ancients told us not to come here, just as they told various other groups not to. Okay, what's going on? What have you got? An unusual planet. We believe that the life forms here are related to us, and that their gene structure, as we can detect, is similar to ours. Now, this planet is classified, so clearly the ancients came here.
Still, we must proceed with caution.
They did, but that was millennia ago. I doubt the warnings that were left there from that long ago had any bearing to now.
Still, we must proceed with caution.
I have scanned the system. There are 8 major planets, a third of which is mostly the inhabited one. The star is a normal G-type star like ours.
That is interesting.
Of course, it kind of makes sense. Where we'd be like them, we breathe oxygen and stuff like that, you know.
We must think about what's going on here.
What is this on the 4th planet? It seems that there are life forms living there as well. Not all of them are human, and some are creatures from various other star systems. The fourth planet cannot sustain life without protective means. It appears that they have pressurized structures and underground facilities. The planet itself is toxic to life forms. It's too cold and too barren.
For now, we will ignore the fourth planet and proceed to the third.
Bringing necessary course adjustment. What happened to the planet? It appears that there have been many space battles here. The invaders appear to be gone. However, they have left the planet in a state of a mini ice age.
Whereas some of the other parts of the planet are deserted. It is, however, fully breathable, and the atmosphere is like ours.
How's that possible? The ancients, they must have done it. Maybe they had something to do with making the planet habitable. The records are classified, as I said before. I am detecting orbital and satellite bases. They appear to be pressurized as well. And that's where the refugee life forms that are like humans are probably hanging out. We'll send Gwen to the satellite.
Very well, and we will contact you. Yes, let us contact the satellite. Wait, isn't that off limits? We cannot disregard the ancients and their warning. The repeat signal was sent from a group we saw as our problem, as we had exiled them out here. And it was they who interfered. We are here to correct it.
The Watchers, as they call the Draconians, the inspiration for dragon-like creatures and possessor creatures of the human lore, we didn't send the signal. We may open a channel.
As you wish, but I will not take responsibility for this going bad. And I've been waiting for a shorter time than you, and am not as long-lived as you.
No, you're humanoids. You will find that the humans are self-centered and at times overly full of lofty ideas, as the ancients said. You will do the talking at first.
Yes, on screen.
Channel open.
I'm Gwen. I made it over here.
I am Wessian. I'm an artificial intelligence. We travel by the Starship in response to a message that was sent a very long time ago.
I see. How long ago was the message sent? They have no record of sending a message.
The message was sent hundreds of orbit cycles ago. We responded and came as soon as we could.
You're responding to a message that's hundreds of years old. How do you even know whether the people that sent it are still alive? We don't, but we assume you need our help, so we came as soon as we could. Our space vessel is adequate for the mission.
Yes, our consortium of leaders told us to get out here and answer the message. But the bureaucratic red tape and all that took a long time. My name is Mahoney. We came here some time ago. We've been around. We helped the humans discover where our planet was, which was close to where your ship originated through hyperspace. We haven't been there in a while, though. We did not notice, but then again, the humans were asleep. Time seems to happen differently for them than us.
Yes, we are considerably older than humanity. Our aging has been slowed, and we're able to last longer.
Are you sure this is a good idea? The ancients said that the area was to be avoided, but only long ago, when the warning we knew about, when it was classified.
Did it? That's interesting. How long ago was the warning placed on the system? Was it meant to keep people in or keep people out?
No way to know. That was eons ago. Presumably, it was during some war or upheaval. We could investigate it. Get in contact. Well, we must find out about the humans on the station.
I will make the necessary arrangements. This could take some time to get us together. By the way, did you create us?
It's classified, but we were all left behind as you appear to be, and not godlike at all.
Also good to know. We'll talk later.
Indeed, it may be appropriate to talk later. And considering we've been roaming the galaxy for ages, that's another conversation. Goodbye for now. What are your orders, sir? It seems I'm put in charge of the contact, but I was programmed for such an event. Normally, I can make sure the flesh and blood stay alive while in stasis, as I do not need sleep. And I was assigned to make operations run smoothly in the comm area. None of us are prepared.
Gwen reports she's left the moon base and will be making her rounds with the scout ship.
Very well. She may proceed.
I was but the third contact specialist. We need help. Should we awaken the rest of the crew?
Not yet. If this turns out to be a fruitless mission, then we'll just be on our way.
We're answering a signal from the current society. The people that left long ago and left a message of warning. Well, they're long gone. There's some other group that took over and replaced them.
They'd have no recollection of anything like that, would they? They will not. I will investigate. The longer we stay here, the more we will learn about this group that came after the others. They're cousins. For lack of a better plan, until we come up with something more concrete, we will make contact. It will be different, but we must proceed with caution. If there was a great space war going on here, we wouldn't want to ignite another. We do not have the firepower to ignite a war. It is not likely.
Or the incident that killed off the command crew during the initial departure.
That is classified. We're on our own in a star system of potentially paranoid hazards. I don't like the odds. We were trained to multitask. It'll work. We could begin more training later. Read up on it. Oh, great. The scattered space forces of the Terrans remained in smaller numbers, some of which settled on the moon or the Earth, where they had reoccupied old bases from before the wars, places left out of the wars because they had no strategic placement. We effectively found this place, got it up and running, and are not under any flag, so nobody told us to come here. As XO of the mission, it's imperative we not get into any scuffles out here.
You just want to play like a pirate.
You should have seen the guy before me. He went mad. You can find his remains over there about a click from the base. His helmet tossed aside. He's frozen. You just wish to avoid the hard job. Got me here, but here in this planet's 3150s, everything is automated, even medical. You can regrow stuff. But I'm not worried. Can't say the same for Crater. He's a stiff.
Charming thought. Sorry, I came out here to help you.
Me too. Hey, what's this? A signal from them. The aliens. They're calling in standard and 48 other languages. What have we got? An unknown alien craft. What type of craft? Identify. The alien craft does not register, so an age cannot be determined. I cannot tell how old it is, sir. A mysterious object of unknown type and unknown age. We should be able to detect that kind of thing. Should I summon an expert to the bridge? Yes. What are the ship's dimensions? 25 kilometers long and 1 kilometer wide. Cylindrical, similar to a pole ship, only much larger and older, made from alloys that are alien, but a lot of basic materials we know of. Armaments, weapons, and defense capabilities. If there are armaments, they appear to be defensive only. They do not have any kind of major weapons platform, at least not detected through the shielding. I am detecting life forms, but cannot tell how many. I would say it's sort of a generation ship, some sort of a refugee vessel. Maybe she can tell us what it is. It's worth a try, I guess. Also trying to hail it.
Beam back the same messages and imitation could work, but we have no idea what their intent is.
Given they're so big, I'd gather it generation ship.
Another one, but clearly not one of ours. It seems more likely the Orions, but it came from the other direction. That's a name nobody's mentioned in a while. It can't be them.
Their colonies did not extend this far out. The closest to us was our planet. For a time long ago, but they left, leaving the so-called Denisovans, who evolved into Klingons. What we have here is an unknown, a space vessel, and possibly old. In fact, we can't tell how old it is. For some reason, the isotopic dating doesn't work, and other scan dating doesn't work. Could be the shields. I'm not certain. Should be able to detect most local objects, but perhaps it is not a local object.
It somewhat resembles the preserver technology, but I don't think it is, though.
If it was preserver technology, it would predate the ones we have here. All that's on file.
It is not one of our vessels. I haven't seen anything remotely similar, although parts of it do look kind of Saurian, and LWS and COL, but that shouldn't be. Yeah. It's not Dominion or Termarellians.
It's not the Draconians.
Well, it couldn't be them. We haven't heard from them in hundreds of years either.
They could have disguised the ship. We don't know. We'll have to make contact, or rather you will. Not a defensive station, so we'll make contact.
Sounds like you're pawning this off on me. All right, Miral. You can come with me. Might be educational. Great, well, it could be interesting. A learning experience, perhaps. More so for you. Right, but it's not that close to any of those things. Conversion, evolution, and design. It just looks like other designs, because if you want to build it to last, a spider is ideal. That's not to be it.
We did talk to him through that scout earlier. I'll put a channel. I am Wessian, the main interface for this vessel. I am an AI. My primary goal is exploration. Our crew is mostly in suspended animation. A handful of us are online and awake. We have come in peace. I am Mahoney, executive officer of this Artemis base. We're also a small crew. I have no direct supervisor out here.
It's a long story. I'm Angela, a member of the crew. We should meet to discuss our arrival.
I'll send a group to your ship. I have no reason to resist or not to trust you. That would be acceptable, But when you get here, it will be essential to scan for any invasive microbes or other forms on either of us, as not to infect each other.
That would be wise.
Oh, I look forward to your arrival. Wesian out.
No protocol for first contact. That's highly irregular.
I know, but here we are, and we seem to be the only ones capable of making the contact, besides the preserver ship out there. We should be the ones over there, and also, she should decon herself.
Well, I guess if we don't listen to reason, we're just gonna have to do it. For the most part, our instructions are to dock and get zapped with some kind of medical antibacterial or something. That worries me, but okay. We received an invitation message from them and are going in now. However, the message was cryptic and weird. But oddly enough, it was in standard. That is strange. They would seem to have a grasp of our languages. I wonder why. Maybe they've been out here for a while. Are their translation programs far advanced of ours? Usually languages are based on roots that go back for people to communicate. If the language roots don't match, then they can't. How did the aliens learn how to do that? Well, in the case of the Saurian groups, they've been there before and they've been studying our planet for centuries. Well, don't tell me that you're going to claim you invented Earth languages and gave them to humans, because that doesn't make sense. The diversity of Earth languages would not indicate that. And I don't think that we have anything to do with spurring on your species. It's interesting that humans seem to think that there's some weird connection between space aliens and your primitive cultures. Yes, primitive humans were as smart back then as they are now. They just didn't have technology. They found their own way. They built pyramids and structures and vast cities, and they had to rebuild all of that during the dark age of space. I get it, indeed. We are now approaching the ship. We're receiving docking instructions. Any warnings or cautions? What's the atmosphere like? Not detecting any unusual protocols, however, the atmosphere is Earth normal, just a little more rarefied with the oxygen. We will not need EV suits, even though my physiology is different from yours. We will dock near the viewing area or meeting area. They appear to have a lot of these on the ship. Yes, it appears that some of the crew are awake and are in that area, including some sort of artificial intelligence. An android or robot? Impossible to tell from here, but it's probably some sort of android. It exhibits similar qualities and energy patterns to that of the Borg. Now, there's a name we haven't heard in a while. No evidence they are the Borg, they merely are similar. We'll soon find out. It is curious, though, that they even understand our numeric sequences and stuff like that. It's as if they were familiar with them. Perhaps they were. I don't know. Decontaminate them, including the big Saurian. I'm an Orion, not a Saurian. Interesting that they have a Saurian among them. I did not think that many of them were on this side of the galaxy.
It could be convergent evolution, and she merely resembles a Saurian.
The other is a human, the result of mutation. Differences in environment. Not sure what to make of this. Is she from the dominant species on the planet?
I detect more humans and other hominins on the planet. I'll say they are supposed to be the dominant species, but there are other intelligent species more intelligent than them in the oceans.
And the Denisovan offshoot? The Klingon?
I am Wesian. I represent the artificial intelligence of the spaceship. These are some of the crew, Angelica and Dal.
I am Cedo Cassins. I represent a human contingent. We don't currently have any leaders available, but you can speak to me.
That'd be fine. We do not have any leaders available either. Hardship is probably on a par with yours when that is considered.
How is that? You mean you don't have a command crew? I know I have too many questions. I must know and report back.
Well, we do not have a command crew, specifically. Well, they're dead.
How do you keep order on the ship if you don't have anyone in charge?
We just do. There's no need to be vague, sir.
This is Miral. She's from the science contingent. Yes, I'm here to study new life forms that we haven't seen in a long time, and you certainly haven't been here in a long time. Yes, quite a long time. According to our records, this system was placed off limits and classified by our previous leaders, but that was eons ago, so we came anyway.
Who sent the signal? It happened hundreds of years ago. It was a hyper-radio signal. Apparently it didn't come from you guys, but from another group that left the Earth.
We do not have any record of who sent the signal, but however, we don't live very long. Compared to you, we are young. The average human lifespan in our time period, even after the dark age of space, is about 150.
We came from a star system, which in your star charts would indicate the deep Carina region, the edge of the cluster. Your constellations mean nothing, though, outside of Earth.
Yes, the Earth translators translated our name into something approximating the Earth constellation Orion, which is wrong. Humorous, Wesian. They appear to come from a planet in the direction of Carina, near the beginning system, the improviser's homeworld. But further back, much further back.
The Dar Casinas. We only know of some inhabitants of the beginning system, as you call it, the Dar Casina system. We will call it, well, as an artificial intelligence, we investigate this phenomenon. However, you are probably merely giving it a name it does not actually have.
Our ship is quite fast, but to withstand the rigors of interstellar travel, we have to be asleep when the long-distance journey happens. The AI woke us up. The direction of Carina, if you want to call it that. The signal was left behind by the Thomas Cassins. My husband's namesake. That's astounding. You are the female of your species. Do you not have offspring to carry on your lineage? Are you descended from this Cassins, Dar Cassinius? Not biologically. He has no offspring post the great universe-changing events. His only offspring apparently died of old age. However, the name was given to me by my husband.
We would like to study the phenomenon that has made you the dominant species on the Earth, considering that when the ancients left, there were more of them. It confuses us. They left the planet off limits.
Why is the planet off limits? Contamination. Records show the place was contaminated, so they didn't want anyone down there spreading it. Apparently it wiped out the other ones that didn't go into space. My people's lineage goes back to a similar event. However, I think ours was thousands of years later. We did not want to accept that we were like the human genome on the planet, but we were.
Hence our need to contaminate you when you got here, to be sure.
It's astounding that your records include anything about that. How did you keep your data records lasting that long? That's just amazing. Nothing we built down there lasts very long at all. There should be nothing left.
We could explain the technology to you, but it'd be contamination if we gave it to you. I've kept the place locked down while you were gone, and nothing so much as a stray comet happened while you were gone. The only chat I had was with the improviser Gwen. Good. Rashenko, Cassins, and Miral reported in and sent genetic material in a packet down to us so that we could analyze it. We'll take it to the lab and scan it. They agreed to do this without question. Perhaps they trust us. They'd have no reason not to. We obviously don't have a defensive station here. We're not technically in charge, found this place, and put it back online. I will summon Gwen to look it over. Makes sense, as technically we're not using any protocols, and we're basically just a research station, and a contact place. We haven't had many of those for years. Miro, Sito, and Tendi are returning. They didn't need to deliver it in person. I guess they had no other reason to remain on the ship. Either that or they found something weird and interesting. Well, it is weird and interesting. It's miles long or kilometers long. It's this big ship that shows up. The minimal crew aboard and want to discuss the nature of existence. Yeah, the report was very strange, full of technical jargon. Not sure what to expect from refugees from space, if that's what they are. I'm not sure.
I've done an analysis of the genome. They are more like the ancient humanoids than we were. Much more. How much more? We were merely 30% of the ancient humanoids. They're more like 90%. They're essentially them. Humanoids from 30,000 years ago. We are from 10,000 years ago. How's that possible? What she's saying is our creatures are humanoids. You mean they created us? I thought we created you, but they created us. How could that be? It's more likely that you interbred yourselves out of existence both times. They did, and then you did. It wasn't a matter of them creating you. It was more like an accident, a mutation, an evolution. Call it what you will. I don't know about that or about this contamination, but if it's true that we were some sort of accident, that's messed up. Just gonna throw all world religions. I mean, look about what would happen when they find out. By the way, we just dropped something on the floor and it happened to come back to life. I hope it isn't as obvious as that, as that would be as silly as some of the other crewmen on the station. Yes, the two space stoners, for example. What are we going to do with those guys here? They don't do anything. They just grow space weed and think they're going to corner the universal market. Dude, if they figure out the nature of existence before they're ready, they might get hold of our stash, man. And that'd be a bummer.
Yeah, man, we can't let them have our stash. If they get a hold of the space pot, dude, then their economy would be destroyed because it's good.
Yeah, dude, it's an existential trip. Man, dude.
Heavy, dude. We must make sure the Earth humans do not get a hold of our special stash, dude. Yeah, we'll hide it, dude.
We'd be the saviors of the universe, man, because we're not going to let them have the space stash. Otherwise, totally, man, then we'd have the weed market, and it would be cornered, man, dude.
We gotta go find the Space Sentinel and activate it. Maybe we can hide it in there, dude.
Nah, these humans will just think they're getting the good stuff. Nah, dude, bogus.
We must not let them have the stash. Yeah.
Don't you two have something better to do besides standing around paranoid, pretending that your space pot will somehow get you rich or something? Do they even have that anymore on planet Sigma Iosha? Did they ever have that kind of thing on the mob planet where you came from? No, dude, you're a hater. Oh well. See, Bolo, she's not as enlightened as we are. That time that we were there, the people of space had come, dude. Existential man. That was our ship that came to your planet. Now stay in character.
Dude, maybe you should have some.
Space pot wouldn't do anything to an Orion.
Dude. Yeah. Yeah. What have we got? Do we know where they're from? I was wondering that myself.
They are from the direction of what you humans call the Carina Nebula.
The system's off limits. Who sent a signal to them? Who called? They seem to think we did, or someone else, someone from here.
It was not my people. They had not specified who it was that sent the signal. However, they came as soon as they wanted to, and were able. Seems to be in a hurry. They were trying to rescue us from the dark ages of space. They were a little late. It's been going on for hundreds of years. Cito, Miral, do you have something? Why are there no signs of other creatures out there? Just them, and all that.
Maybe they've come from some sort of dark forest.
The dark forest concept in ancient physics is a Fermi paradox. It is an ancient rule that was deemed moot when we encountered aliens. The dark forest happens when you have no aliens in the galaxy and wonder what happened to them. Well, that's part of it. Also, there's the theory of malevolent aliens and benevolent aliens, in which the ancient Saurian people were malevolent aliens until they were defeated by the humans in the space war. You weren't even really after our resources, you just wanted to mess with us. Makes sense. We would have done the same. Yes, no sufficiently advanced alien species would want resources from another planet. That wouldn't make sense. They can synthesize whatever they need. They would want something that's unique to the planet. Even us. You wanted something in our genes, as I recall. And when you found out what it was, you backed off because you didn't want to know about your people. That isn't you. It was a long, long time ago. Well, there's never going to be a dark forest in this part of the galaxy. There are too many alien subgroups out there. It was vast and untamed and impossibly old. Impossibly old. Our alien visitor friends, they're impossibly old too. We're unable to date that, the age of that ship. It seems to have come from the direction of the Carina cluster. I wonder if it came from outside the galaxy. In which case the hyperdrives on that thing are amazing. They'd have to be very long-lived to make such a journey.
If they are that long-lived because they had to go into hyperspace, or are they that long-lived because technically they didn't have to go into hypersleep if they're that long-lived?
Maybe they just do that because they're bored. There's nothing to do when you're just crossing the vastness of space.
Does anyone have any idea how long they've been traveling and from where exactly? Because I don't. We should ask them. Perhaps summon them into our meeting, or go over to their ship. Probably over to their ship. We'll have a look around. We should contact them and inform them that we wish to have an official contact meeting. I'm Mahoney. I'm the executive officer, not technically the commander of the mission. Roshenko isn't either. We share the responsibilities. So, what have we got?
They spent the last 20 minutes or so rambling on about evolution and space theory and convergent species and tribes. All very fascinating, but not sure why.
Your primitive evolution theory is rather quaint. Your survival of the fittest, or whatnot. The notion that planets with the strongest and mightiest heroes would somehow be the fittest is silly.
Well, yes, if you were literally going to follow something from the ancient past about that kind of thing, then yeah, it would be silly. But I think what they were getting at was that anything that's able to reproduce is the fittest. So then, suppose if you had a group or tribe in ancient times and the hunters all went off to war and were killed, that would leave the brainy ones behind, and they would procreate. Exactly, but sometimes it'd be the other way around.
Why the sudden interest in ancient stories of evolution and stuff? Why? What are you looking into as a historical reference point? It's ancient, centuries ago. In some cases, millennia ago. It interests us because we were studying your cultures for millennia. Interested, curious creatures.
So are there other malevolent aliens that are out for something? Do you know of any? We encountered your Draconians, and we didn't stop them. Probably could have, but we didn't. The Founders, and the Changelings, the Saurian-like Termarians. It appears that you are prejudiced, and encountered multiple other aliens that have been out looking for some resources, which is weird.
But we used to be more aggressive, like colonizers. We grew out of that kind of thing. We didn't need to, since we're out in space and could travel the stars. Until we lost it during the great dark age of space, when we were unable to leave the solar system for many years.
It's only when we came looking for you that we were able to return to space with technology. We can debate whether that was a good idea or later. The point is, we're here now. We used to be colonizers as the humans were. Are you here to colonize us?
There aren't enough of us to colonize you. Our ship is not like that. Besides, we're beyond such things. We travel the galaxy to better ourselves. I am sure you've heard of it from other aliens before. Some might have turned against the idea. Some do.
In our case, the sentiment is true. Our ship is not armed to fight anyone. As if it was, really, we wouldn't do that because we're beyond that.
Oh, we have a scavenger ship. You are correct. Your defensive systems are merely for self-defense, out in space or to fight off asteroids, that kind of thing. We have not encountered hostile intent out here. Merely differences. Others will not see us as a threat. Those two slackers, they've come looking for us. They're over there. I suppose we should let them in.
How did they get into the ship? Oh well. Let's let them in, so be it. They can't really harm anything anyway.
Dude, this place is heavy, really trippy.
Must you constantly sound like that? Yeah, dude, because it's my thing.
I am Wessian, the AI of the ship. You must be Brandy and Bolo.
Dude, that's our names. But mine's like a nickname and stuff. Because we really don't remember much about names and stuff.
Yeah, we totally came from the colony planet of the Kazon and humans and stuff. And we introduced them most wicked buds in the galaxy. We are already enlightened and do not need narcotics.
Okay, but how come you don't look like one of those Transformer alien dudes? But like more human and stuff.
Maybe it's like convergent science, dude. You like the Borg or the Transformers? I kind of like the Borg, but know what you're talking about. The Borg. We've heard of them, but did not think they were still around.
I don't know, maybe you're related and stuff. Totally met 'em and stuff.
They're harmless. You may ignore them. They've discovered enlightenment using narcotics. It's something in our past that we are not fond of. However, their version of narcotics are harmless and only make them think they're enlightened when they're just really stoned. You know, wasted, frying, nothing serious.
I'll have you know I haven't smoked in a fat minute.
Me neither, because you wouldn't give me any.
Is that all you two ever think about?
Yeah, dude. I do not understand the human propensity to try and enlighten itself through mind-altering devices. Oh well, perhaps I'll figure it out someday. It's not relevant to the space mission. They're just here for the weed, I guess. Not that you have any weed.
This is useless, but then again, so harping on the intricacies of evolution. We are here to enlighten you without the use of narcotics.
Yet we do not know what happened to those who sent the message for us to come and see you.
Perhaps if you showed us the message, maybe we could decode it and find out what it is for ourselves.
Very well. I will take you to the communications device, and you can look it over. However, our languages are different than yours, and you may find it next to impossible to read them.
You'll have to translate.
I will allow it.
That is acceptable, but we have to awaken the crew eventually.
Let's make it a party. I brought a hookah. It's sort of like a big bong. For smoking dope. Our computer processors can create any individual environment. I'm sure you have something similar.
What is this place?
A simulation room. Do not fear it.
Can we become trapped in the simulation?
No, you cannot be trapped in it.
Rabbit, what do we see?
A representation of their home planet.
Possibly. For our home planet. Our planet? Are you saying they're from Earth? I think it's more of a representation, to make us feel better.
Could be an Earth-like planet. Oh no. Who knows? This is a representation. This is what happened eons ago.
This is representation. Strange cataclysm, an age of ice.
Great civilization, as advanced as yours is now. Similar circumstances. We grew too big for our ambition, spurred on by an ancient noble race of creatures that came to the planet. They thought their ambitions were moral and just. They created us. They took the best of us with them when the cataclysm happened. Perhaps they blamed themselves for what had happened. All of their efforts, a vast network of city-states, every continent of your world, erased in the passage of time. so that nothing remained, nothing but bones.
As you can see, they fled to the stars following the ancient path of their people, into what you now call the Carina Nebula sector, back to where they assumed it all began, because 30,000 years ago, the solar system was closer to that area. That's extraordinary.
We found some evidence of this when our ancestors went to that beginning planet.
And the old man, Thomas Cassins, passed away on the planet.
The one called Rose Anderson took the fleet back to Earth in our time hundreds of years ago. The dark age of space began roughly in that middle of the 26th century, our time.
All of our efforts, vast city-states, erased from history. But this time we had colonies among the stars, allies, vast space fleets torn asunder, but still out there.
The first thing to happen was we discovered that the Mars contacted us. Ironically, and the Martian humans attempted to broker a deal with us.
But we're still not sure who sent that signal to you specifically. It's not the improvisers. At least I don't think it was. They said they didn't do it.
You call yourselves the Dar Cassinis. What does that mean? There were agents of our people among the colony's Starship Majestic. Many of them ended up following one of your ancestors. They took on his last name. You can't be serious. Oh, I am.
They're not talking about David Cassins, are they?
Thomas's father. Even though the chances are astounding, it could be.
I'm never quite too clear on that. My guess is the father.
But the twist is that Ceto here is not actually a Cassins. She's descended from the Bentons and took the name Cassins through marriage.
It's true, the special children. Well, they grew up on Earth, and the ones that were named for the Bentons, and the ones that were named for the Cassins, they reproduced. But yes, I was adopted into the family.
We're still trying to figure out what the message was and why it was sent by these guests. Of course, ours traveled quite a long way, further than we could have realized.
And do you think he's high, too?
Not, dude. He's weird enough as it is. He doesn't have to do drugs. It was said that the beginning system was located over 200 light years from the Earth. The ships at the end of the Great War were barely capable of getting out that far. It would have taken them literally 300 and some days to get there. The ship traveled well over 1,000 light years in that general vicinity. But if traveling that 1,000 light years in less than 200 years, in fact, a fraction of that.
Dude, we can pinpoint when they left. Only for now, as we cannot tell what star they came from. Many of the stars in that area were said to be viable, but turned out not to be. Most of them were too far off, so we didn't go explore them. They were a year away at hyperspeed, and our current technology, and we just didn't have too far off to visit. So, it's a generation ship, but it's not. Subliminal or hyperliminal. It's faster than our ships. 3 times faster. But it traveled further. Interesting.
Yes, it would appear your hyperdrive systems are quite similar to our fold system. Had you not entered the dark ages of space, you would have discovered the technology within a decade.
Convergent evolution of technology. Indeed, yes.
But the folding space can only happen at certain points. You can't merely go from one sector to the other, like through a wormhole. You have to set it up that way. Otherwise, too much time dilation, and you end up lost in the fabric of space-time.
A true stable wormhole drive would be far advanced of even us.
The ancients no doubt had such technology. It has been lost, but it will always be recreated somewhere. What do you suppose is their angle? What do they want?
He implies disparity, and they have none.
They have no need or want. They can fabricate whatever they want on the ship. The resources are evident. They have it in plenty.
Perhaps the paranoia of humans comes from humans not trusting each other, and it extends to other contact with aliens as well.
Perhaps yes. Well, when you've been through what we've been through, we're a little wary. During the space wars, there seemed to be an invasion every season or so. Every other year, there was like an alien group from space that wanted to come in and kick our butts. We had to fight them off.
It started with the Karatikans, the founder changelings, and the COL, and the Termarellians. At some point, they all came after us, and then it was the Draconian people.
Ah, the Watchers. They shouldn't have done that.
You know the Draconian people?
Well, we know about them. They weren't as malevolent, sneaky, or conniving back when we knew of them.
Are you implying that they got corrupted somehow, or got greedy or something, and had human emotion? Because that'd be very odd. I think it's more likely that they became jealous. Once the ancients had left the area, once they had taken favor with primates on your planet, that annoyed them that they were not worthy. So they were jealous, and they made a planet in their image, manipulated it, learned the humanoid mind, and manipulated that. But we haven't seen them in a long time in ages. No one has been to the Draco system in some time. Are you sure that earlier when you said the dark forest wasn't possible, that it isn't? I mean, they clearly had intentions like that.
Perhaps. It remains to be seen. I would like to think that most aliens start out as good and then something happens to them. Only humans say pride comes before a fall. Humans are not the only ones to wage war across galaxies. It's only a stroke of luck that has kept most of the aliens around here in existence. What do you mean by that? Are you familiar with multiverse theory? It's very old.
Yes, we are familiar with multiverse theory.
It is possible, because we've seen glimpses of it, that there's another universe adjacent to this, and that the other universe, all of those alien groups were wiped out in a mysterious cataclysm tens of thousands of years ago. I get it, but I don't. Glimpses of another universe that we can never actually touch, but it's there. And still in another universe, it is closer to literal thoughts creating reality, because of the preservers and the cute, we're not sure which, where that in this other universe fantasy shows are transformed into reality.
Speaking of either the Star Trek, Star Crackers, or Distant Destinies, or Cillian realms.
And there are other multiverses where there are machine creations, robots in disguise.
Robots in disguise. Transformers, dude. Dude, we're funny.
That's right. They're going to play the little kitty cat in a movie. Dude. Your commander said you were enlightened using drugs. How is that possible? Well, dude, technically it's not. We're just mentally messed up and stuff, dude.
Yeah, we just all think we're enlightened because our minds are all foggy, man.
It's kind of funny because we think we're good at it, but we're not. And most of the time, we just sit in our quarters and chill, and then we eat some weed, and then we get really hungry.
For instance, I'm hungry right now. In fact, as a being that's part dog, I'm really hungry.
Oh, so, I see. So you think you're enlightened, but you're just standing or sitting around doing nothing. Cha, that's right, dude.
Yeah, we're not really psychic or anything. We're not beta ziggies or elvins. It's not real because people don't really read minds.
The dragon dudes, the draconians, they thought they could read minds, totally, but they couldn't because it was a trick, from what I hear.
Only the consciousness of the great bird skull of the Techites, man.
What is this consciousness? Well, you seem to have a higher consciousness when you do space weed. I'm an AI program inside a very sophisticated android. I doubt space weed would do anything to me.
You lost, I guess, dude.
That's so trippy.
Sometimes I wonder the existence of everything, man. If it all means something or doesn't. Or to all some sort of existential construct. Yeah. Like the living computer, dude. Like that simulation thing you showed us.
Okay then, I'm gonna go over there. Don't get lost.
So what do you think? Are they on the up and up? It's hard to tell with you humanoids, most likely. How were you able to figure us out all those years ago? My ancestors and your ancestors were a bit more obvious back then. Now you've had several years of dark ages of space to contemplate yourselves and your place in the universe. You are now confusing. You spent too much time among humans. Maybe you've lost your edge. I hope not. My ancestors were Bangalore, and they went out into the galaxy. I know very little about how they reacted or interacted with the Orions, the women that rule your planet. That is what they say. I don't doubt it. Although history has muddled some of the facts, I assume that most of it is accurate. I'd like to know how the record keepers on the ship have managed to keep information that literally is tens of thousands of years old, and we can barely keep track of stuff that's 2,000 years old or more. I don't know, but we should find out.
Are you sure, Mirel?
It would appear so. The creatures are human, but not.
Curious, and they seem to know a lot about where we came from.
They do. That is most unusual. We have run tests. We have determined that their genetics are similar enough to us that we have a common ancestor.
Not just the Neanderthals, but perhaps the Denisovans. Perhaps something else, too. Yes, considering you humans named those different hominid species after various places on your planet, naturally, they did not call themselves that. As the improvisers so often have reminded us. So they're not Cro-Magnon and they're not Neanderthal, so how did they get off the planet Earth?
It would seem that similarly to the rebel Terrans, we were taken off the Earth by a more advanced alien species that preserved our kind in space.
Where is the alien species now? Lost to history. Could have been coming to Earth for many, many years. Maybe they were destroyed in the explosion of the supernova that created the Carina Nebula, dude. What do you think, they would have escaped? That is not what happened in the Carina system. And no, it was not a supernova. It's a star-forming region. There happens to be a closer star called Eta Carina, whereas the light from the blast reached you in your 1800s. That star is not the nebula.
How can you know whether we had different supernovas today or not? I would imagine that if they had interstellar travel, they're probably all over the local galaxy. That I would guess.
So what do we do now? Where do we go from here?
Oh, we should just continue to explore the ship and find out where they came from and find out where we came from.
Well, they know where we came from.
I'm not sure I know where they came from. We've been to sea before.
We've seen nothing like this.
A strange, hyper-advanced society that currently seems to be on a level with ours because of some cataclysm that happened to them apparently recently.
Time heals all, as they say. Are we dealing with another batch of distant cousins again? Cito, wherever they are, I want you to investigate it.
Yeah, I could. They expect me to do it. It's Rashenko.
I decided to come here too.
Wait a minute. If you're here, who's guarding the ship?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Rashenko, do you have a good reason for coming out here? I found out more scientific data. I probably could have relayed it, but I decided to come in person, since really nothing else is going on out there now. The command structure certainly is lax of late. Sensors indicate unusual activity near the Jovian system. I thought you should know. Not local activity? Something else? Too soon to tell, but it's very powerful. There's some kind of force field that doesn't register on our sensors. I came as soon as I could. The lunar base we're on doesn't have a military faction, even if there was something weird going on out there, and we don't even have a police force either.
Dude, that'd be a bummer.
Brandy, what is wrong with you?
Nothing, I'm just a little high again.
More than a little. Wesian and Cito will go to investigate their computer. I guess he wanted to give her a tour or something. I have no reason not to trust him implicitly. Was that so? Okay.
You should check this ship out, it's trippy. We could explore it for years and not see all of it.
We shouldn't take any unauthorized tours of the ship. We really have no idea what we're dealing with. I'm surprised that we immediately took off our spacesuits and began to walk around like there was nothing wrong. Oh.
Even though our spacesuits are like personal shields and stuff. Yeah, we didn't check the atmosphere or anything.
Well, the air is more pure than ours, so it's more likely that they would get our bugs and not the other way around.
That'd be bogus.
This is our main computer. It is a large trapezoidal structure with a pyramid base. Array of ancient story and thought. It is an AI, as I come from its construct, and I am part of it, and it is part of me.
Sort of a symbiote.
I am physically here. I am an android.
You are the sum of your parts, biological and technological. You'd be more of a cyborg than an android.
Technological. My physiology mimics biology at the cellular level. Is completely technology.
I see. Are you capable of sleeping, eating, procreating, that kind of thing?
I see no reason to procreate. I imagine that I could build others like me, but there's really no point in spending the resources to do so.
Do you sleep?
I do not tire. I suppose if I went offline temporarily, I would technically be asleep. But on the journey, I have been active the entire time.
For how long?
The journey of 500 light years has been equivalent to 500 days. However, I've been online for longer than that.
Do you eat?
I do not need to consume sustenance. I can recharge. I guess that's kind of what eating is, but yeah, I do not tire, so I do not.
Are there others like you?
Yes, there are. The crew is, well, mostly us. The ones that are awake. They maintain the ship systems, while the biologicals are asleep.
And why not engineer the biologicals to be awake? It's more efficient.
And sometimes biologicals must be awake in order to function adequately, mentally.
I see, so maybe they get bored or go crazy or something.
Maybe, except there has not been an example of going crazy for many, many years.
Do you intend to awaken the rest of the crew?
I could, except that our journey was to come here and then go on to the next system. We did not really expect to find much out here. The signal had gone dark.
A signal that was sent centuries ago. Yeah, we came out here for that.
That and the other one, of course.
Another signal from where? A classified signal. Oh, so we have secrets.
It is not malevolent.
If you don't necessarily have command rank, then how come you have classified information?
Need to know information. It may damage other cultures if they found out about what it was when they're not ready.
Oh, a directive to keep unprepared races from figuring things out. Races that just aren't ready yet.
I will summon Angela and Mahoney to this room.
Very well.
Even now, people may not be ready to contact us. However, we were sort of in need, so we came and broke our own directive.
I suspect your command structure is as fractured as ours, otherwise it would have reacted.
That is classified.
You're on the same level as far as I can tell. Your technology is just more advanced, which is probably why you're here. What happened to your system currently?
An expedition from your planet abandoned alien life forms in our system. One of the systems, the improviser system. The balance was thrown off, and they should not have been placed there. But now they are added to the collective. That much I know. That much I will say. The rest is classified. We came here to talk.
Perhaps we should see your transmission system and maybe we can find out where it came from.
That would be advisable. I'm sure they'll find our system in the lunar colony quite inferior to your advanced technology.
No doubt we would, and I could send any of us over there. But I will go myself.
And you were called Angela?
That's right. I'm humanoid. I chose the name Hyungsa, but it wasn't given to me.
Interesting. You appear to be biologically female, very Scandinavian looking, and yet you've chosen a Korean nickname.
Yes, it means the duelist, but I will go by Angela.
Does your species couple?
Not in the traditional sense, you might think. It's a mental connection, more than a physical one.
Indeed.
We're leaving so soon? Dude.
Dude, the computer core looks like a hookah bong. Makes me want to smoke.
Yeah, it kind of does look like a space bong, but if you smoke that much space to put you'd be dead.
It's getting high. All you two ever think about.
Yeah, so what's your point?
Just gotta appreciate it, man. We're enlightened. No, you're not. Would you two knock it off? We need to figure out what's going on here. We need to get back to the station and do that. Let's go. They only let one of their people come with us. That's a tremendous responsibility for us. I wonder if we're up to it.
Oh, I know. It shouldn't be that hard. Well, it'll be fine, as long as nobody starts shooting at us.
Speaking of that, something's wrong. I'm picking up some strange readings. Stray torpedoes or missiles.
You have enemies out here? Not in hundreds of years.
Shields up and bring the cargo ship in.
Their trajectory is erratic.
Let's try to outrun them. Evasive action.
It almost reached the hangar bay, alerting the others.
That's most of them. We must hurry.
Where are they coming from? It's a long way off. Trajectory indicates the far side of the Jovian planet.
Bring us into the base.
I should not have opened my mouth about being shot at.
Friends of yours?
I don't think so. But I don't know we have an enemy out here either. Evasive action. Take us in.
Taking evasives, but they don't seem to be following anyway. Or they're trying to hit the station or trying to get our attention.
Impossible to tell from here, but it appears the targeting systems on those missiles weren't too good. I guess that's good for us.
Those missiles kind of look like bongs. Would you please stop that?
There's something familiar about the pattern of those missiles, the way they struck so sporadically. Very familiar.
I'll go to the command deck and find out who's shooting at us.
I'll come too. Roshenko can escort the guest to the comm room.
Very well, then. Uh-huh.
This place is quaint. Quaint? I do not see how. Oh well, perhaps it is an Earth euphemism.
Sensors indicate the station was barely damaged. Okay, carry on, then.
I wonder who would attack us.
I don't know. Have the others check it out. We'll go to the command center.
So we're just going to let Roshenko take the guest to the communications area.
Yeah, let's go.
Hi, Roshenko.
Angela.
What is your rank?
What is yours?
Operations, communications.
Mine is navigation and astrogation.
So how did you get into this mess?
I came here looking for information about the signal, and now I'm here.
Well, so you didn't expect something to happen, and it happened.
No, but we're here now.
Struggling.
I have no idea who would attack the base. Renegades, pirates, I don't know.
Usually your people fight for some sort of reason. Resources, riches, something. We don't have such hang-ups.
I see.
The guided torpedo among the missiles was using a primitive EM pulse comm to keep in line with the others.
Came from a ship nearby.
Exactly, real nearby, the Jovian planet.
We will summon the commander to the room for communication with the ship. We will not hail them until they arrive.
I suspect we will find these hostiles are familiar. Possibly pirates or Draconians. I doubt it's the Draconians. It doesn't seem to be their style. No, they usually used to mess with your heads and stuff. And good luck messing with my head. There's so many bees buzzing in it, they never get inside it.
That is the smartest thing you have said all day.
Gee, thanks. I don't think it was a compliment.
Report. Angela found their ship.
The ship appears to be in geostationary orbit about the planet Jupiter, near the Io flux tube, as not to be as detectable.
They made no attempt to contact us since they shot at the station. It's very odd.
Perhaps they are testing us to see whether we have weapons, since We didn't respond. They're going to conclude we don't.
Which wouldn't be too far from the truth. We're just a survey station. One of the few of them left. Maybe they want to figure out whether we've made contact with the space aliens or not.
I'm sure by now they figured out we made contact with you, but I do not know who they are.
Open a channel to the ship. Hyper radio. Channel open.
They're responding. They seem to be asking, who are you?
Can you tell what language they're speaking? Who are we dealing with? We need to know. They shot at us.
I believe we were dealing with the characters of the Key Draconis system.
Are you certain? We haven't heard of the Key Draconian system in a long, long time. We thought they were all wiped out.
Apheliel, Sakara, after all this time? Draconians? Corellians? What are they?
My name is Phoenix Spar, and I'm a Lithian. The Draconians are dead, at least on their city ship. We ate them. Phoenix Spar, you committed an act of war by shooting at our station. What for? We meant to test your resolve to see whether you humans still had what it takes. I can see that you do not. The station is not a military outpost, but be assured that there are groups of military out there, and we can summon them to defend us. I believe you are bluffing. I also have the ability to tell the humans are bluffing, although we do not use our mental powers as our former masters did.
How do we know that they're not the Draconians? They're virtually the same species. They're just different. There's close to use between your humans and your current races. They're related.
You would have to take a sample of our DNA or some other genetic structure to determine whether we were them or not, but you really wouldn't know, would you?
They haven't used that tactic before. I don't sense a trap. It's more likely they're just really confused.
What do you want? We want the technology of that super advanced alien ship that showed up. It is close enough to our designs to the Draco system that we determined it is kindred. But we have lost the ability to use such technology. You can't have it either.
Don't be absurd. You can't just come here and claim technology for Draco system.
She's right. You have no right to the alien ship. It is a sovereign creature. It's declared asylum in the solar system, just as the ancient Canary did.
That is unfortunate. His cruiser is no match for our ship. Look, we will not fight him. Your war is not with us, even if we're refugees. Female, you don't realize what you've gotten yourself into coming this far to task the humans for help. Why, it'll lead to your undoing and destruction. They have been hiding in their star system for hundreds of years. They've abandoned the Novaterran alliance they started.
That's not true. The Earth was devastated by the space wars, just as your planet was. We couldn't leave the planet just until recently. We began to resettle our planets and colonies inside. I am sure that your ancestors told you the story and you believed it. Even so, I give you an hour of your time to surrender the alien ship's technology. We will fire more missiles and torpedoes at the ship. Good day. What is going on in here?
The alien renegade is crazy.
He is insane.
It would seem that your alliance is in tatters, and the remnant of them is suffering the return of dementia.
Clearly this Phoenix Power is not very bright.
His rational hostility appears to be unchallenged. Perhaps no one else in the galaxy has ever faced him.
I think it'd probably be more likely that no one has ever challenged him. Whatever the reason, he shot missiles at us. That is rather a violent thing to do. What business do they have with you, and what did your predecessors do to tick him off? We didn't.
It caused no serious damage. I have looked at the type of missiles he was using. Apparently, they were from an ancient stockpile of missiles and torpedoes. I'm surprised they still worked. Why would they do that?
A show of power or strength? A sign of weakness. If you have to immediately start talks by shooting at something, you've already lost the argument.
They must have thought they're all threatened by our station somehow, except there hasn't been a military on this planetoid in years, centuries even.
He wants to take control of that ship, but of course I don't think the aliens are going to hand it over.
Nor would he know what he was doing if he did. I will say he's not very intelligent.
Indeed, street smart maybe. Intelligence as an educated no. Well, they did manage to make the missiles work at some point. Their technology clearly works.
But the Lithian Carisi, the good guys back then, they were heavily beaten down by the Draconians. We don't know what happened to them, really. Why would they suddenly switch sides?
We don't know that they switched sides. They could be renegades.
Antagonists, but not quite villains.
You called it the return of dementia.
I was being facetious. But yes, if they were demented, they might behave that way.
We haven't much time to figure out what they want. Besides the ship, of course. They can't have that.
Obviously, they can't have our ship. We're not going to give our ship to those people. It's not an option.
And we should not negotiate with such fanatical characters. We have nothing to barter with them with, and nothing we should anyway. They already attacked us.
Maybe we should sell them the space weed. They might chill out, man.
No, we're not going to sell them the space weed. We're really not going to give them anything now. They attacked us.
Yeah, you're right. It might be too expensive for them anyway, or it might throw off their culture or something. And they might want to corner the market.
Well, that's not what I meant. I meant it isn't going to help.
Dude, that's bogus.
Can we scan their ship near Jupiter and determine what their armaments are? Perhaps they are bluffing. They did damage the scanning array. However, the alien ship shouldn't be damaged. That's convenient. He's a little cracked.
I will put a call out to Wessian to scan the perimeter of the planet and determine whether the alien ship is a threat.
All right, then. The ship appears to have originated from a star system located in the northern region that is facing out of the solar system. There's no north in space, obviously. But out of the solar system above, what you call Constellation Draco and Persei.
You can't tell which is either.
And they are close together, as it appears closer to the Draconis side. And it's not the Ursa Major either, or Persei. So it could be Kerosai or Lithia or any of the other Draconis planets. Impossible to know from whether they made a stopover or not, to tell you which of the general direction the warp field came from. Oh.
Wessian is rather dismissive.
I don't know, as an AI he'd be rather dismissive.
A good point.
I came over here, but it's likely that we must contact Gwen and send Wessian over there to meet with him. It's imperative that we make peace with whatever is going on here fast. Well, good luck with that. He doesn't seem to want to make any negotiations or deals, though.
Welcome to my ship.
We've come to understand that the improvisers were here before humankind evolved. But we were here before you. Well, the ancestors anyway.
Your ancestors were very old. How did you keep records going back that far after we left?
We invented storage devices far beyond you, long before you. We used the storage units to keep the information of our past in monolith-like forms on many worlds, to be reawakened when others went by.
Like the one on Pluto, their minor planet.
Yes, like that.
You have come in person. What is the occasion?
The database we were able to analyze has made some interesting discoveries about the improvisers from the planet the Nova Terrans had discovered, the Casson system, or the beginning as they called it.
You came here to tell us about what you found. Couldn't you just have beamed it to us?
No, our common ancestors were most curious. It appears that we are some sort of lab mistake.
A mistake. That's extraordinary.
The ancients meant no malevolence. They weren't trying to create new life to better themselves. They accidentally created it.
Is that why the Earth-like planet in the other system of the improvisers was completely devastated? They wanted to get rid of a mistake?
That information is classified.
Why classify it after thousands of years, if not tens of thousands? Obviously something happened.
Are you suggesting that I break protocol and open the classified information? I shouldn't do that. I am programmed so that I do not cause harm to other creatures. That would harm you if you knew.
So you do know.
That is classified.
And the humans, were they also a mistake, or an attempt to correct the mistake?
That is not classified. The humans were created for the sole purpose of procreating with the other hominid life forms.
For sex?
More or less, but in time they became an interesting case study. The masters of the ancients merely experimented on them because it was fun. Their singular purpose was that they believed that they had as little more than a drive to survive and procreate, and then move on.
What? I refuse to think that the imaginative higher purpose of humans was developed later wasn't merely a result of their need to survive, and that's it. It can't be that easy.
We do not have enough data for a testable hypothesis at this time. He's early. Well, if he's early, we'll have to talk with him on screen.
Your half hour is up. You will now surrender immediately to us.
Oh, is it now? Well, we've decided not to surrender.
That is unfortunate. We'll have to use our weapons on you.
Well, the thing is, we've scanned your weapons and determined that they are no match for the alien ship which you can't take.
The alien ship is not an attack ship. It will not strike us. It is a science vessel.
It has defensive capabilities.
Yes, you are bluffing. You are not very good at bluffing.
Yeah.
Your antagonism is rather misplaced. There's no reason for you to be striking out other life forms and sentience in the galaxy. Why are you doing this?
The Alliance visited us about 1,000 years ago. Then they forgot about us. We have come to return the favor.
The Alliance no longer exists. To us, it's been 600 years. Shortly after the great dark ages of space, everyone splintered off and did their own thing. We just recently came out of it.
The founder colony was shortly abandoned after it was created. As for Rebel Terra, well, no one's heard from that since the space wedding. The planet was destroyed. As for the leftovers on Nova Terra here, well, they never left the Sol system and stayed on their ships.
It's true. My ancestors were descended from that group that returned from the Arks. It was miles long. They lived on it as a city. Some of us went down to the Earth.
You are lying, Earth person.
I am a Cassans.
How is that possible? The Cassans line was wiped out.
Well, I married into it. I was a Benton and I became a Cassans.
That is not going to persuade us. We will have the technology on the ship so that we can rebuild their society rapidly.
That's weird. Didn't the Carisi not want to do that? Didn't they not want to mess with rapid evolution? Wasn't that their problem to begin with?
Having access to an alien ship that could effectively jumpstart your society in the same way as the Draconians did to you is foolish. It would be a disaster.
We do not know such things. We know what we need. What you do need technology once more. Without this, we cannot continue to survive. We are desperate.
The records are still intact from the original mission of the ships that bore the names of heroes like Cassans.
Your time is up, and you are stalling.
Turn off the comm, he's not going to attack us.
That's odd. I wonder why he's so interested in telling us his backstory. It's as if he doesn't really know what it is.
Maybe he doesn't. Maybe his group is from a colony that was cut off from the rest in space.
Why would the Dark Age of space happen everywhere, not just on Earth?
That is odd. That is very odd.
They left the screen, but they're not attacking.
Your AI went over to the improviser ship. What was he planning on doing over there?
He has his own free will, but I imagine he's gone onto that ship to explain something. After all, we've been unable to divulge the classified information to you or them.
It would appear they've overestimated their abilities, and they're testing us. We need to see what we'll do next.
What will they do next? What can they do? If this Wessian awakens the crew of that ship, there will be thousands, if not tens of thousands of people on the ship that will essentially overpower the invaders. Yes, we would easily overpower them. Their efforts are fruitless. I don't know why they're doing this. They must be desperate for something other than what's on the ship. Maybe they want the knowledge and technology of where they came from. But because they've forgotten it, as opposed to us wanting to know more only because we're curious.
And also we lost something. Well, there's that. We can't know what the other side is doing. Exo, it appears that the improviser ship commanded by Gwen has been captured while the aliens were talking. Phoenix Par, I thought his bunch was still at Jupiter. Well, they did a short hyperjump. They are now within range of our sensors, and they've apparently boarded Gwen's ship via a shuttle.
And that means they've captured Wessian as well.
Her former allies are violent and annoying. We shall have to deal with them.
We cannot interfere with the culture. To do so would hinder their development. And that would cause a problem, because we would be guilty of what we've done before with the Watchers. You had something to do with creating the Draconians, didn't you? Unfortunately, yes.
I am Phoenix Par.
And Gwen.
You, who are you? Perhaps you are the alien.
I am the Wessian.
I came here because I figured out your ship is too powerful to take. However, hers is not.
There really is no point in taking my ship.
Oh, but there is. It will annoy the humans into fighting me. Then I will make it look like they started it.
That's not how that works.
I've been planning for some time. I'm far more intelligent than you.
That remains to be seen, sir.
Oh, we Carisi came out here with the purpose of announcing a return to the galaxy. You will not ruin it. It will not spoil the moment.
Also, I, Wessian, find your statement highly dubious. The parameters of my intellect are far superior to yours. I could easily have not come over here, and I let myself be trapped.
I do not believe you.
Fine, don't believe me.
You have no hope of commanding the ship either. You just came here to be a space, what's that word? Bully.
This ship is much too confusing for you to take over.
I will decide that.
Mahoney and his people do not have the technology or the command structure to pose a threat to you.
That remains to be seen. Shortly it will not matter. I, Phoenix Par, will control the destiny of planets.
One creature claiming he can control the destiny of planets is arrogant.
The humans once assumed that they were the center of the universe, until the preservers showed up. Their cousins were taken from Earth in antiquity and raised among alien creatures. The vast group of people spread throughout the galaxy. Humanity wasn't even the most important part, but the blighted center of a former empire.
Well, that knowledge was a bit of a shock to them.
Is that what they told everyone in their propaganda?
They cannot stop you. I would awaken my crew, and they definitely will stop you.
You cannot awaken your command crew.
And why is that? You can't know that.
Oh, but I do. I'm basing this on the fact that you haven't done it yet. You haven't figured out a way to revive them because something went wrong in the journey.
Oh, I find that insulting. That I wouldn't notice that they were dead or not.
That's on you, isn't it, hyper-intelligent being?
I suppose it is.
So what are you going to do? Continue to harangue us or something?
Well, yes.
I do find it rather annoying.
And I do as well.
This is Bolo from the other ship. We have a proposition for you, dude.
Yeah, dude. You hand over the alien dude, and we can make the trade for the best space conja in the galaxy.
We can make it worth your while, man.
This is some of the best space weed we've cultivated for generations on the planet Jelly Paper, also called Desiree.
The planet gets its name from a techate who was on acid. But we don't do that. No, this stuff is the best. You'll see.
You are trying to sell me narcotics? Does it even make any sense? In my physiology, I'm a saurian creature.
Well, part of you is, but you're a humanoid creature. That part of you is totally going to get wasted. Yeah.
Why would you call me? What purpose would you have to do this? I now control the ship. Where is your commander?
Well, that's a funny one, too. He had to step out, dude, so we kind of took over the comm thing.
Yeah, he doesn't know. We turned it on and stuff. Should we make a deal?
You are ridiculous, lest this be a distraction. A very inept distraction. What are they up to?
He's even more paranoid than me. Yeah, but do we have a deal?
What? Of course not.
Do you suppose our distraction worked? I'm sure they're very confused.
We're almost where we need to be.
The others are in range,
We're in range.
bringing up the shield harmonics. This thing is antiquated, but it's hands-on and I figured it out.
It's curious that we have not awakened the rest of the crew to help us.
Can they, or is it classified?
It is classified.
The humans are going to suspect something.
It is inevitable.
We're in.
We're entering the way they came in. They sent 3 of you to come rescue me? Don't sound so pleased.
My crew outnumbers yours. Why are you even here, human?
Because I suspect you're bluffing. How'd you get in here anyway?
I got him covered. I'm all right. The alien hasn't done anything to us.
I mean, I should have, but then I wouldn't have learned what makes you tick.
This was your plan? Distract us while you came by shuttle? Oh, we didn't just send 1 shuttle, we sent 2.
Mahoney, where is he?
It appears that he has reached your ship. And if our guess is correct, there aren't going to be very many of you over there.
Well, we're guessing there aren't very many of you over there. If not, then Mahoney is dead.
I've returned to the alien ship and am detecting weakened life signs.
Maybe they're sleeping.
Maybe they're just coming off a high.
You don't know that.
Seems to be deserted, not like it was before.
I think they're using some kind of screens to hide what they were doing.
It's more likely they just didn't bother to turn them on. You think those Carlisi Lysians did this?
I don't know, but it's probably a defense mechanism. Just in case any intruders came in here.
Hope they don't have any booby traps.
That's creepier than the time that I was trapped on that planetoid and was forced to make peace with that hot alien girl. Then we were rescued.
Yeah, dude. But usually, when I see a hot alien girl, I usually can't perform. Because I'm too high.
And also because you're totally celibate for me.
Yeah, it's true. I have seen you naked. And you do have a, well, large dick. But we're not lovers or nothing.
That alien girl was Cito. But it was a long time ago. Don't let it get around.
We already knew about that dude. We already heard it from her.
Oh, really? Well, it's this way. The viewing area where we first met the aliens.
The door's open for us. That's creepy. It took you long enough.
We were held up in traffic.
What is traffic? I don't know, man.
How'd you get here ahead of us?
We still have our own way. Come. You'll find the ship is relatively deserted.
Isn't this a generation ship? Where's the crew? They keep talking about a crew, but they're also talking about old theories of evolution. So who knows?
It's a curiosity. I couldn't access the crew chambers. Maybe they're hidden and stuff because they have stash.
No, they don't. They said they were already enlightened and don't need a stash.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe they're hidden just in case intruders would come aboard, so no one would come and find them and hunt them.
I think it more likely that this place is a tomb. It looks like some kind of door, so either it's a door leading to a reactor or sudden death, or a door leading to some sort of hidden chamber.
Do you think they could unlock it?
The door could be electromagnetically sealed.
But it isn't. I'll try it. Oh, dude, it smells worse than my last batch of weed in here. Oh, God. Oh, dude.
Good thing we have our environmental force fields on. Otherwise that stink would be horrible and overpowering.
What happened in here? My God.
It appears to be their command crew. They have uniforms, and they're totally dead. They appear to have expired some time ago.
Something's wrong. Are we trapped in a simulation again?
I detect nothing like that, but we should not stay here. If it's some defense device, we wouldn't want to be killed also. We should leave.
They have been gone a long time.
Something might have happened to them. Should we send out a search party?
They're coming online now.
I see. Now we brought our guests to the alien ship.
This is Mahoney. Something's weird going on here.
You must specify. We found several members of the command crew. They expired.
Does the alien know anything about this? I'm not certain.
Wessian, do you know anything about this?
We're aware of it. We assumed that we could use our technology to bring them back. It so far hasn't worked. It might be a good thing to know if certain members of your crew are dead.
Well, that is a problem.
I should say. How can we proceed, knowing what we do now? The humans are ridiculous. Were this a Carisi problem, things would have disappeared quickly.
Well, it's not a Carisi problem. I don't doubt it. You said you had some dealings with the Draconians. 600 Earth years ago. They were pretty much wiped out by Anderson and her crew.
They were not. They left plenty of them on the planet. They only attacked the main leaders.
They captured those leaders. 4 of them.
They exiled them to the planets of the aliens. The beginning. Also to the system of the aliens.
Maybe they sent the message. The message came from them.
Oh, that's classified.
Of course it is.
They probably wanted to escape from their captivity on the planet. They had no choice. I don't know which planet they were on, but that's my guess. 2 of them were abandoned on a water planet, and the others were abandoned on a hellish planet. I see.
The ones on the hellish planet burned up immediately. As for the ones on the water planet, they did not.
Something got out of their ship, didn't it? Took over some of their crew, forced them to go at each other. They probably sent the message in the first place. Probably for revenge on the Carisi or something. Why is it always revenge with space alien villains? I don't think it's quite that. They'd be far too sophisticated to have done that.
Yeah, it doesn't stand to reason that they would do that. Not for revenge. That's silly.
Wessian, what motivation would they have? The elders wouldn't follow the villains that were left there, the 2 villains.
The locals, they ate one of them, didn't they? The other one survived. He made a deal with them not for simple revenge.
Well, that would be my guess. The creature will continue to taunt us from the grave.
It can't be that simple. It can't just be that one remaining Draconian villain.
Tainted the AI or put a virus or something in the computer?
Unlikely as well. The aliens would not have been able to or bothered to do that.
Tell us more about what the Carisi did after the Draconians left. Tell us why you think Anderson's group managed to wipe out literally billions of people after they weren't even there anymore. Your history is flawed. Removing the creatures that were in control of the minds of the people caused a cascade effect on the planet. The Draconians, without leadership, fell into winter, anarchy, and chaos. The dark ages of space extended to them as well.
Well, that wasn't Anderson's fault.
Yes, it was. She's the one that took the villains and took them into space. Without leadership, they destroyed each other. Massive bloodbath across space-time. Genocide by absence.
Well, that would seem to be highly irregular.
We did not come to help the Draconians return. What did you come here to do, Wessian? We came in response to a message from hundreds of years ago.
When your ship should have taken hundreds of days to get here.
Yes, why did it take hundreds of years? Did the dark age of space extend there as well? Well, that's classified. Sure it is.
An AI from across space and time travels hundreds of light years to come here in response to a message that didn't come from us, and claims it does. It seems highly suspect.
Like the improvisers, they cannot be malevolent, for they are too advanced.
I don't think it's malevolence, and I don't think it's incompetence. It's very odd. What caused them to come here? Misunderstanding, perhaps?
Misunderstanding. I suspect we'll find out who sent that message, regardless of whether it's classified or not.
Okay, give it to us straight. What we saw over there is kind of a mess.
More than you know. But you keep saying it's classified.
Tell us, what happened to your command crew?
There was an accident.
It looks like the bodies suffocated. The air ran out in the chamber. Then when they kicked the air back on, later they were already gone. It doesn't explain how these guys are alive.
Are you guys really that dense? These guys are alive because they're machines and they don't need to breathe.
What?
Let me guess, that too is classified. The rest of the living crew is still alive in stasis. We were not able to wake them. The medical team expired as well, yeah.
I suppose the improviser could help with that. I believe we could awaken them, yes. I'm not sure why the AIs haven't figured it out, but very well.
Then let's get to that as soon as we can. Also, let's figure out why you guys just let your programming not work for whatever reason, and you accidentally murdered your command crew.
There was a ghost in the machine. One of the aliens, the villain, that does seem kind of goofy and dangerous. Well, they were sophisticated creatures. They weren't humanoid. I mean, they looked humanoid, but they were really androids.
Who classified the information and who's your superior? The Ancient Ones.
They're not here, are they? How would they know if you declassified it?
We thought they were here on the 4th planet. How is that?
Well, you have some of them on the 4th planet.
We do, really? Your preservers in your queue are incredibly old. In fact, there's spaceship moons that used to be in orbit of the 4th planet long, long ago. They didn't send the signal, did they? Wouldn't you have known it? Have you the hyper radio had gotten that far out anyway? Enough for your crew to launch a space expedition. Your planet even knows something. It doesn't sit right. Some of you come with us. We will look at the information. I will allow it. It's a living. Just realized it's one of those Predacon transformers. Indeed, I think I met you people once. It wasn't that color when we came in here originally. I do not understand what is happening.
It's conflicted. Perhaps the computer is confused.
It wasn't. That couldn't be it. Our devices are built on the same primary systems as other similar hominids. You humans were not the first to come up with binary, and there are other forms of computing, quantum, and then other ones, convergent evolution.
The computer can think and feel and have emotions, but it cannot simply run the ship and then turn off everything. It wouldn't do that. It has fail-safes, I would imagine. Ours do.
You are correct. It cannot kill. Something wrong happened. This ghost in the machine you were talking about.
What did he mean by that?
Inevitably, things happen for a reason, even chaos. Without order, there cannot be chaos. And without chaos, there cannot be order.
Not merely simple hyperbole. This is far stranger than that. The fact that your people came up with a similar quantum machine is interesting. And you came here. Seemingly it took you longer than it should have.
We were at a crossroads when we left. Things were changing. The system was tainted. The great work was damaged. By the arrival of Anderson and the crew of the villains? Seems highly suspect they would do that. Chaos breeds more chaos. They were merely a catalyst. Their arrival reawakened the system. The computer minds that were running it tried to rebuild what had been lost, and they were not able to completely fix it.
It had been too long. Things had been damaged, hadn't they? Things had been changed.
I have found that the more humans try to order things, the more they mess them up and move them down. As the more the things are regimented, the more the room for error. And I also note that multitasking is not really a thing.
Indeed, the more tasks people are assigned to, the least productive they will become. It is much easier to do a small amount of tasks, such as controlling parts of the ship on its journey, not all of the ship.
The computer was not able to task what it was designed to do. It began to fail. Life support was decimated. And hundreds of years went by even though it wasn't supposed to. Maybe the drive system commander wasn't there, or died. We haven't been to the engine room of the ship or what passes for it.
I don't think you could figure out the engine room. The devices there are far more sophisticated than yours.
We could have a look. Perhaps it would be a good idea. Let us see the engine room and determine why the ship took as long as it did to get here.
Your ship seems to be powered by some sort of living creatures. They are techno-organic creatures. It's more of a pilot than a power source. Keeps the ship running. It is well fed from the ship's systems and supply.
It's not free, it's strapped to the ship. It seems cruel by our standards. But we're not you.
The time-space creature can also navigate. It's imperative we use the creatures, otherwise we cannot get where we're going. Well, I hope they get well compensated.
I don't think they paid them, and I don't think they understand currency as we know it. These are the androids left on the ship. We didn't detect it at first, even though we did DNA scans of them. They scanned out as humanoid. Their tech is that good.
Yes, you said they scanned out as being almost identical to what you used to call the Neanderthals. How did they do that? As you know, it is difficult to bring back species that have been gone for tens of thousands of years, or 30,000 years, or 300,000 years. Even worse for creatures that are millions of years old. But you know their sequence, and you can create new life with them, with the sequence. Again, essentially cloning them back to life.
Which was done with us, the Founders, the Lithians, the Draconians.
Indeed, and possibly your group as well. But you're biologically people. You will find our crew is biological. They are not androids. I think I may have isolated why it took your ship so long to travel the stars. It would appear that one of the creatures you captured is, well, dead. You broke it. You're going to need to get another one. How do you know that? I have seen this kind of thing before in me travels. One time I visited the Martian ruins, the ancient ruins of the Mars underground, and I saw something like that, mummified on the planet. That is interesting, but it's no longer living, at least not in this part of the galaxy. Like it or not, we are stuck here. We cannot return to our system.
We cannot reawaken the mummified creature. However, if it's the Navigator, we may have a replacement.
Now let's not break character, Cito.
We certainly cannot reawaken the mummified creature. Perhaps we can use a substitute, another navigating engineer thing. Perhaps we can put it in its place.
Nobody currently living in this part of the galaxy has the intelligence to do that, or the skill. They would have to have been raised by the creature in the ship or time, by the biologicals and non-biologicals. Could Phoenix Parr do it?
Would Phoenix Parr do it? I doubt it. I doubt he'd want to help him.
A crazy pirate navigator. Your sense of humor is weird. I wasn't joking. Besides, he can then think he's taken over the ship, flying around.
That is not a very good idea.
Okay then, scratch that idea.
Is this the ghost in the machine?
The Leguin or the Transformer. No, something else. I will allow you to access the file, since the ancients clearly are not here. But if you'll find them, undoubtedly will change the universe, as we know it.
Are you sure you want to take the chance? Do we have the authority?
We'll have to take that chance. We've been here for far too long and been left behind. We must know what's on the other side.
I should go first.
We're all going. No funny business.
I was not laughing.
Very well. Begin the interface.
Are you sure we will survive this?
It will not harm you or change you, not directly.
I can't help but think that is like what the serpent said in the Garden of Eden. Do we tap from the tree of knowledge? Surely we would not die. We would be enlightened. We would recognize good and evil.
How quaint. Is that what they told you? Oh, so be it. It is finished. Poof. What is happening here? Is it part of their abilities or some kind of defense? Are we seeing this?
We are seeing this. It is a real light show, with radiation of light and not harmful. We were more closely related to the creatures you called Denisovans than to the ones you called Homo erectus, or Neanderthals, but a blending of them and others. The names were, to us, had no meaning. You named them after places you found old fossil bones.
All of those names meant tool user or improvisers. Encoded in that message to us was something astounding. A resurrection. Nothing like that had happened in years. Human records indicated that in one culture, such a thing happened merely thousands of years ago. So what is it this time?
As we tried to teach you, the soul is real, it is tangible. Sentience itself is a construct within the living being. You're starting to sound like the stoners on the station. By the way, they're here somewhere.
Long ago, humans speculated that the small percent of brain power that separates us from the apes, if it were doubled in us, would make us geniuses. Ergo, when an alien species had that percent advanced of us, they would be like magicians. A memory encoded in your species through the ages. Your ancients were real. No ancient aliens, but people like you, just advanced of you mentally and spiritually, and to an extent, physically.
Tom Cassins found a way to return. Ironically, he wasn't even a believer. Humans have become as advanced as us from the dark ages of space, at least mentally, having been isolated from the universe for so long. And their colonies and luminaries have gone on in other directions, some backward, some forward, while others stagnated.
The Draconians, for once, were stagnant. They died out. The Lithians, once enslaved by them, filled in the void left by their absence. Their home world ravaged and turned savage, and their cities crumbled to dust. The remnant went mad. Their own mental powers went haywire, lost to their own ends, and they destroyed themselves. The dark forest for them is their own making.
The Iosians struggled under new rule, driven out of their misogynistic ways, under female rule now, but are doing better. Not great, but better.
The founder changelings were recently driven back through the wormhole by the local powers, and they're doing okay.
What was the planet Tom Cassins was buried on? Was there some kind of repository? A vast matryoshka brain? A memory bank? All the above?
The Dar Cassinus, once he became a part of it, it became part of us, and we awakened the AI of, it seems, all possible outcomes. The Lithians found such tech on the now decimated Draconian homeworld. They had tapped into the mind-altering devices of the ancients and used them for terrible crimes. So we hunted the last of them. We found them delicious.
You ate your own cousins? Gross.
We'll have to go back and tell Mir all about this and have him investigate.
The Draconians were trying to uplift species on your world at first, giving them sentience and imparting them a strong sense of soul. But then they got greedy and sought to control them instead.
Their witches almost destroyed the Alliance before it could become a Type 2 civilization.
That was their plan. They could not allow another sentient species they had helped to create to destroy them. Survival of the fittest. But admittedly they cheated. They used tech that was far too advanced of them, with no moral qualms about abusing it.
Oh, but to suggest that modern humans owe their existence to one of former enemies is distasteful.
It was a social experiment. I suspect they were just trying to fine-tune humanity. It didn't work. They made some of us complacent, but others grew ambitious and warlike. The cycle could have destroyed us also, but we survived.
Curiously, from studying your genetic diversity also, we have determined that the mutations that make you unique are not engineered by aliens, but by convergent and divergence of biology on your planet. Your world changed you, not the Draconians, not the gods, not leaders, and not a space veteran from your recent millennia, despite his uncanny ability to transcend now.
A curiosity of you humans was the oddity of racism and division. Whereas you are all the same species, no matter what body type or color, and should be equal in every way. So what if some are stronger than others, more willful? See, their sex or gender is different. It means nothing and everything. You are the same human species and capable of great things. So what if you were adopted? It doesn't matter. You're in the same family.
I will let you see the message, but I'll have to translate it so you may understand it. Will we be able to handle the responsibility, or is our species destined to join so many others? Forgotten by time, what will our fate be? You have come so far, you will not fade. This is not the end of history. You have gone where no one dared go before.
May I present Peppermint, a bluegill tribble hybrid, and your new temporary navigator.
Oh, pleasure to meet your acquaintance. Now let's have a look at that navigation engine. The answers to everything will now commence in the ship's terrarium. Oh, dude, I had no idea they had the good stuff in here. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is great stuff. We're so effed up.
Dude, this is like the best weed ever. Ever.
Hey, am I tripping, or is that a big metal pterodactyl dude?
We are trans. Refer to us as us. Okay, us, dude.
Get out of that thing. You look ridiculous. And it stinks in there.
They are toasted on alien drugs from a sewer. Yuck. Good thing we came to. Apparently they found the recycled poo forest containment unit. I thought the weeds growing around it were drugs and narcotics. When it's the fumes. Yes, and Tendy, they're high. It's gonna mess them up? Will they die?
No, the bacteria and fungus that inhabit it will probably not affect us, but give it to one of us and we'd probably be spewing liquids out both ends.
Oh, bogus. I thought it was the plants, man.
We're screwed up, but will we die? I'm not sure. One of you's a Kazon and the other's a Tekite, so I'm not sure.
But dude, as a Kazon, I get more stone than humans normally would. This sort of reminds me of a lot of forests on Earth. A lot of them are gone now.
They will return and life will prevail long after us. It was me who helped this along to return you to having succeeded.
Corey Benton? But your expedition was lost 500 years ago. How did you get there? I have many questions. One of your thinkers said of space, we must inherit the stars or go extinct. You have not been great stewards of the planets you have found yet. It's time to leave your complacency.
The crew will awaken. They will need to be acclimated and taught.
Come quick, the stoners, Wessian. They took from the herbs in the refuse recycler. That is truly disgusting. They will get sick.
I tended to them. They're a little hungover, but they'll be all right.
I'm Tom Cassins. It's a long story. I found out what Anderson and Benton found out there. I was given a new physical form. It's an android body. Cool, huh? Corey is also an android replica. And Tom Cassins, you're young again. You were the message encoded in the computer. Well, I cannot rejoin you. It would be complicated. However, I can help with restoring the Legion and any powers you may lack. I've had centuries to study. You were the ghost in the machine. No, that would be the man you're playing. But don't worry about it. You're not a villain, even if he did accidentally kill the command crew.
They're living machines also. We can revive them. No one dies here.
You wanted us to go with you. You led us here on this journey across space. We have nobody back home, but still, we're not ready. We think you are. We've been studying you, as you have studied us. You are all pure of heart, even the Lithian male and his generals. But I'm evil.
And why not add a little chaos to our lives? I figured, what the heck? We followed you all here. These people are all kind of broken and mental. But they seem perfect for me. I have nothing to go back to. Sure, why not? These people, they're like another step in our evolution. A step we're just beginning to take. But they took eons ago. More than you realize. Once they left the Earth, they left behind their creations, which eventually mutated into humans like us. And eventually messed with again, and mutated into others. We are here because of their ancestors, just as the future will be there because of the next.
We will visit all of your planets. But really the human journey is out there, where you haven't been before, but we have been. Well, it's a pleasure meeting our distant cousins.
And since we can do nothing for thawing out the planets, and you don't have that kind of power, it's just going to have to be. We aren't demigods. We cannot make such things happen. Even the ruins on the fourth planet, Mars, were not demigods, but just your LWS and COL time travelers.
Your tech is way beyond ours, except for the planetoid ships. Not that anyone has flown one of those in centuries. A human called Owen Cervantes once mastered one, but not since. Come, let us celebrate our homecoming. We shall feast to celebrate. Everything is edible at the table. This has proven to be a unique meeting. Welcome back, all of you. Let us toast to our cousins, but I'll have the non-alcoholic stuff. Dun, dun.
Captain's log, supplemental. With the planet's omnipresent leaders, the cute lake preservers, Benton and Cassins awakened aboard the alien vessel, we have decided to reveal ourselves to them.
Aha! Now all this deception makes sense, silly primate children.
I am Captain Esri Locarno of the Starship Chimera. We represent Starfleet from a duplicate of this planet, hundreds of light years away from here. It is a thriving, starfaring culture. We have heard of you. The Quirk visited our worlds, and so did you. The amusement park planets and the Organian planets.
I hope we didn't ruin one of your projects to come here and put on a charade.
We did not intend to deceive you. I am Hyung Sa, formerly of the Martial Sportists. We have an alliance with the Federation. Yes, using Borg tech, my crew was able to pretend to be your robots to watch you.
You are very clever and curious to have come out here to this planet. We have many such worlds, too. Other Earths. The deception was not evil, but warranted. I accept it.
We have been to some of them. So is everyone here gone, or can you revive them?
They are never truly gone. Each time we sow the seeds of a new world in the stars. Yes, but sometimes we have to weed the garden. And most of the time your species makes it to the stars eventually. We are, as it said, demigods, a power indistinguishable from magic. But someday you will have that power too. I am Dal, and this is my life partner, Gwen. How many times have you had to prune the bushes?
How many times have I told you, hun? Don't try to piss off the demigods. We are beyond even the cute. Good and evil are meaningless. We simply exist. Sometimes we're corporeal, sometimes we're not. Have you been watching us for that long? As long as the improvisers?
Ours was a civilization 500,000 years before you. As we've learned from the space vessel, from our ark, we transcended. To us, it is our destiny to help lesser species.
And occasionally we give them a kick in the butt to get them going. Wow, we really have gone where no one dared go before. So, what about the creature that Kirk met in the Shakari thing? Was that one of yours?
Oh, yes, he was. Just don't let him get out. He's annoying. Whatever he says, don't let him out. Yes, speaking of annoying. I didn't mean it. Please don't put me back in that box with that magical physics cat. Anything but that. So, Q, you have something to say to them. Mean it this time. Yes, Cassins. I'm sorry I tried to test you several times. I won't do it again. Much. Well, good enough. Let us make merry. Everyone, join in the merriment. L'chaim. As a warp sailor, do I get to go on more missions, Mr. Cassins, sir? Yes, but stop whining like that. The end is just the beginning. 4 nights may dream away the day. 4 days may dream away the time.
Mr. Mahoney, this is my husband, David Cassins.
Well, I heard a lot about you, sir. All of it's good. Oh, thank you. Here's a celebratory bottle of apple cider. Doesn't have any alcohol in it.
I am Krast, his commanding officer and girlfriend.
Ah, pleasure to meet you too.
You gonna tell him about the time that...
No.
The tale is here, by the way. Nog will be anxious to get a report.
I'm sure he will, dear.
They should all get a room. I know.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Captain's log. Started. 2405.2. This is the final cruise of the Starship Chimera under my command. This ship and her history will shortly become the care of a new crew. And to them and their posterity will commit our future. We will journey to all the undiscovered countries boldly going, where no man, where no one dared go before. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Chimera. Its ongoing mission to explore strange new plots and silly situations, to boldly go where none dared go before. Greetings, everyone. I am Adira Tell. Welcome to the Chimera A exhibit in honor of their last mission. Captain Ezri Locarno would eventually rise to ambassador to the planet we now call Andover. Used to be far out. My ancestor, Javan Tall, agreed to remain with the Nova Terran colony ship as it explored the galaxy. I was born there, with Gray. Captain Krast would be instrumental in unification following the Klingon Civil War of 2410. The ship would literally become the care of a new generation. The name was chosen for the Chimera-class starship in the 2410s. Commander Mahoney, well, he still had issues. He retired in 2440. Tendi and her husband, Rutherford, would end up starting a prestigious training academy school on Flodi, with Chica Benita's help. Tam and Kestra became legends in their own right, on 20 ships. Tabby eventually met her Caton counterpart, the Tabby Cat from Lord X. Muriel and Molly Paris O'Brien adopted 12 alien children from the ship. Most of the Ark crew are their descendants today. Aww, that's so cute. Sito and her husband, Cassins, would go on to many missions involving reuniting the Lost Fleet planets with Starfleet. They settled on Magnoroma with 47 adopted android offspring. Javon married Jeremy Astor, and they lived on Terra Nova together. Javon, of course, is my ancestor. Holy Cat married Rumbly, which destroyed the planet Rebel Terra. It was never seen again. Shadow Dancer raised many hybrid aliens on the Tribble planet and retired there. Nog became president of Starfleet in 2420. They've named a ship after him ever since. Gwendala and Dal eventually settled on the planet Miriam, formerly Evergreen State, or Miri, where they became ambassadors. Hazel and Halter were erased from history when their real counterparts never built a space fleet to save humanity at 100 years old. But they did save Star Trek, so this universe may live on and live long and prosper. Captain's log. Started. 2405.2. This is the final cruise of the Starship Chimera under my command. This ship and her history will shortly become the care of a new crew, and to them and their posterity will commit our future. We will journey to all the undiscovered countries boldly going, where no one dared go before. Dun 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 dun.